this male right here, he is the only lone rat that I have. And while I do not condone lone rats at all, and I will not adopt out singles, as they are very social and do need to be in pairs or more, he actually has hormonal aggression towards other males. And by the time that I had gotten him separated, once it had kicked in, he had been pretty close to the 2-year mark, and I didn't really feel comfortable getting him taken in for a neuter. But he has been thriving on his own. He's carefully monitored to make sure, there are no signs of depression or loneliness or anything like that. And he does not show any signs of any of those things, thankfully, because he actually became so much more friendly once he was on his own. Before, he didn't really seem too interested in being cuddled or being picked up and pet and everything like that, but once he was moved, which may contribute to him not having contact from other rats, he became much more snuggly and seemed to be overall happier. And like I said, I do not condone adopting out single rats or adopting lone rats. There are very rare cases, as with this boy, when it needs to be done. But other than that, it should not be done with a, fully stable, non-aggressive rat. And he's not people aggressive whatsoever. Loves attention. Loves pets. You just flatten out right there. But there's my boy Echo. I just realized that my original video I had stopped recording, so this is going to be in 2 different parts. I think it starts with Echo. This one is Mom Neo. Mama Neo taking a well-deserved nap. I'll try to show you guys all her babies, but since this is a larger cage and is packed much tighter. Hi, sweetie. It can be hard to find them all sometimes. I see some way back in that dark corner. Oh, there's one! One of the little naked babies. Hey, sweetie. There's quite a few in here. I can feel it's all heavy. Hey guys, did you chew a hole in the top? Did you chew a hole in the top? Nope, this is the little Nikki girl. What are you doing, Sleepy? And that's one of her brothers right there. I was hoping to show you guys all her babies, but looks like they're gonna be hiding. Oh, he's got a piece of string on his head. The rest of them are back there in that corner. They're all snoozing, so I won't disturb them right now. But it's Neo and her bunch here in the chew-proof cage. Hey, girlies. Time to go back. I love poking their little bellies. Here is Miss Arcadia and her little bunch. Just woke them up all. Woke all of them up from naps. This right here is my little dwarf girl. Come here. You're so tiny compared to the others. Right there's the dwarf boy. But here are the regular ones. Try to get 2 in one hand. to show you a comparison. Oh, maybe. Nope. Well, that was the dwarf boy, and the regular sized male as well. But here are all her babies. They're all super curious. Here's my little one-eyed girl. Hey, Sweet Pea. We still gotta decide on a cool name for her. Here's the little dwarf boy. That's his sister, who was the runt of the litter. So I had a feeling that he was a dwarf whenever she passed him up. But all these babies are super curious, super sweet. I would try to pick them up more, but it's harder to get. There we go. We got one. All her little babies. The ones with the velveteen coats aren't as curly anymore now that they're getting older, so I'm wondering if it's just because they're molting. Like with this one here, she's got a velveteen coat, but it's not as wavy as it was. And my little dwarf female, come here girly, she's got a velveteen coat too, but like I said, not as noticeable anymore. Which, I mean, not like a huge deal or anything. I'm sure it's not going to be a deal breaker for anyone, especially since it wasn't a gene that I even realized I was going to have. This is one of the, I'm pretty sure he's one of the velveteen coats, or she. But put these guys back because they're going to start getting out of hand here soon. Here is Priestess's little bunch. I call these guys the super poopers because they, as you can see, poop on literally everything, and they don't make it they don't make it easy to clean. This cage is cleaned 2 days ago, and all this was done in a span of 2 days from the little super poopers. One of the girls back there in the corner. These little guys are still getting used to me. But I'm hoping it doesn't take long, especially since these are from my main line. They're a 4th generation, so I'm hoping it's not not digressing. The 3rd generation was a great one, and so I'm hoping this one's even better. But it does seem like some of them are a little more nervous than the other litters, unfortunately. But I mean, cases like this can pop up. It's not a guarantee that you'll have, you know, a full litter of 100% suitable ratties. But I'm sure with a little bit of time, I mean, they're already coming over to me. It's not going to take much to get them all socialized. I just try to let their natural temperaments come out within the first couple weeks, and then I work with them from there. Because while some breeders do fully believe in the only natural side of it, and others believe in the only nurtured side of it, I believe it's a mixture of both. You know, while there are some just genetically aggressive rats, you can't love that out of them, unfortunately, but you can, excuse me, you can work with some of the more nervous ones. Which, I mean, these guys are the youngest out of all the litters, and so it's not really surprising that they're a little more shy, since they are a couple days behind the other ones. And with the rats, especially at this age, it really does make a huge difference with just a couple of days. Because, I mean, with like a newborn and then like a 3-day-old baby, you can already see, you know, pretty much what colors they're going to be. Except for some of the lighter ones, it's a little harder to tell. Got some babies nibbling on me. Still trying to determine the male that I'm keeping from this bunch. I really like this one right here. Just a second. This one right here. I just like how he looks, and he's pretty sweet too. And then I'm also a fan of, where's he at? That little Dumbo. There he is. This one right here. I'd love to have a Dumbo from Ashky's last litter. I think this was the one I just picked up. Maybe not. Well, I know it's not the Dumbo, but the standard-eared one. If this isn't, then this is one of the other males I'm looking at. It's hard to keep them all in line without looking at their pictures and numbers. But this little boy, he's just all ball out. He's a big sweetie too. Or just prove me wrong by jumping. Mama's over here adventuring in the big pile of new supplies. Here's Miss Rose's bunch. Pull one a little closer. These guys are just so stinking cute. This girl is so pretty. And then, oh, here's one. Here's one of the Dumbo Rex males. There's only 2 of them. Well, that's one of them. And the other one is right here. It's got a little bit of a bald patch right there. There's some other little Rexes. I think they're just going through a molt, which is why their fur's a little bit more thinned up. This is one of the female Rexes right here. Here's my little keeper. I just love her little facial markings. If I can get her to look at the camera. I just think it's super cute. Here's the little possum girl. Try to get her out of the corner. She's a Rex as well. But that little, the marking on her face, the white behind the eyes like that, is called possum, which I think is pretty neat. This one right here, I believe, would be still technically a possum since it's behind her eye on the one eye. They would just be mismarked since it's not fully what the gene should be, or should express, rather. These guys' faces are just to die for. Getting some kissies from Mama. Some nibbles from my little baby. These are all the babies. This here is one of the cages for my mice. It's just one of my little temporary holder cages, so that's why it's not as large as the other one that I'll show you guys in a moment. Put a little too much bedding in there, but they seem to really enjoy it because they tunnel through it and everything. Try to get some of them out for you. I'll show you guys. Make sure nobody's in that one. Hey, look. Okay. So these are all ladies in here. This is one of my original females. She's only had 2 litters, and the first one didn't make it. The second one only had 2 babies in it. So she will no longer be bred. She also chewed through my other cage. This one she can't chew through because I have wire encasing the whole thing. But I don't want the chewing gene to be passed on or to be learned by the other mice. They're very monkey see, monkey do. So if they notice her chewing, then they would start chewing as well. That's why I moved her to this little holder one. This right here, she's one of my more nervous females, but she's really pretty. She's a little tricolored female. I wish rats came like this. I really just want to like collect all these little mice. They're just so pretty. This is another tricolored one. She's a lot more sweet. Just not as colored. She's only got like a couple little white markings and then a couple little black markings on her. And then there's one in here I really want to show you guys. She's so pretty. I'll be pairing her with one of my newer males that have popped up from one of my other litters. He's just so handsome. This little girl right here. I'm not really sure what her markings would be considered. I don't know if she's like a marked Siamese or something like that, because she only has the brown little spots on her butt and then on her face, if I can get the camera to focus. I don't think it'll focus on her. No, okay. But she's got little well, red eyes, technically, not ruby, since they are the brighter pink. And then, got a couple more girls in here, but they're a little more nervous, so I'm deciding if they'll be pet homed or not. This is just my smaller cage. I'll show you guys the bigger one. This here is my bigger cage. They've actually made a big tunnel system as well. They've got a lot of stuff hidden in here in the wood chips. I've got a litter of babies currently down in here. Get a couple out, maybe even the whole thing. This is so tricky to do one-handed. Here's some of my babies I've got. Oh, fell right on my lap, little guy. I don't know why this camera's having such a hard time focusing right now. Oh my goodness. He's climbing up on my lap. I'll just hold him down here. Still not wanting to focus. Can't really tell in this lighting, but there's some black ones, some chocolate ones, and then there's a lilac and 2 either brindle or 3-toned babies. Put them back in there. Cover their door back up for them. This male right here, he's really neat looking and hoping to reproduce some more like him. He's technically just a splashed male, but the coloring on him, it almost looks like it's in 4 little corners. Like he's got like this dark corner here, and then 2 whiter corners here, and then kind of like a grayish brown one here. There, you can kind of see it a little bit better, but it almost looks like the little Harlequin symbol. I just thought it was really neat looking. Got a pregnant mama right there. And this is my main male. He was the founding male. But he's a little more nervous for my taste than I'd like, so he'll probably be taken out and replaced by one of his sons, and then he'll just be in his own separate little cage. And I'm trying to get the self-black male, because he's handsome. There's actually a self-black female in the babies that I just showed you guys, which I will be keeping to breed with him, hoping to start a show quality line with the two of them, because I know people really like the self-blacks, and I do as well. I'm a big fan. Alright, here he is. Oh, sorry. About dropped the phone. But here he is. I would show you his belly, but I can't really do that one-handed. And then one of the other males that I've got in here, try to find him real quick. These guys are a lot more nervous than the rats are, for sure. I'm trying to get him to show you guys. There, oh, nope, that's one of the females. There he is. Alright. But he's almost like the other female that I showed you guys, with the markings on his butt and on his nose. But he's also got like a darker cream coloring here, so I don't know if that would be technically Siamese, since the Siamese, I believe it's the same with the mice that it is with the rats. They're supposed to have like a white base, and then they have the coloring on the nose and on their haunch. But that's the mice that I currently have. They're a little fun side project that I've got going on. So hopefully I'll be showing more of them in the future once I've got a couple different lines going. I've got to make a couple more cages for them. Get a couple of them separated, and you see them tunneling around in there. But they're fun for sure, and I enjoy having them. Oh, little baby got pushed out.